48 hours per fortnight. That's the number of hours that international students are allowed to work in Australia from the 1st of July. It's been such a controversial topic, especially now that the cost of living has increased nationwide. While some argue that it will protect students from exploitation and allow them to focus on their studies, others fear that this new policy will exacerbate their financial burdens, hindering their ability to thrive in a foreign land. In today's video, we will uncover and break down the story behind the polemic working hour caps for international students. Also, we're going to understand how and why this is happening. I am Leon, and this is the Australian Corner. Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let's go straight to the point and dive into the topic to understand what's behind the international student working hour cap. The background. Until December 2021, student visa holders were allowed to work 40 hours per fortnight. However, from January 2022, the work restrictions were relaxed throughout the pandemic and completely removed. This allows student visa holders to work over their normal limit to address workforce shortage. But then, in February of this year, the Australian government announced the unlimited hours would end on 30th of June 2023. Furthermore, the working hour cap would be reintroduced from 1st of July 2023 with a 48 hours working cap per fortnight. The only exception was with the student visa holders already working in the aged care sector on the 9th of May 2023. They could continue to work unrestricted hours in the aged care sector until 31st of December 2023. Why did the government make this decision? To have a better understanding of this question, we went deep into our search and found a lot of information that might explain why the Australian government decided to return with the work hour caps for international student visa holders. Reason number 1, international students are in Australia to study, not to work. According to Claire O'Neill, Minister for Home Affairs, this modest increase will help students to support themselves financially, gain valuable work experience, and contribute to Australia's workforce needs while they study. She also said, instead of pretending that some students are here to study when they are actually here to work, we need to look to create proper, capped, safe, tripartite pathways for workers in key sectors, such as care. Also, according to Labour Member of Parliament Julian Hill, he's not in favor of the unlimited work hours for students. Uncapped work rights is being misused by agents in many parts of the world who are flogging our precious student visa as some kind of cheap, low-rent work visa. No one should permit that to continue. We know that the incentive of a permanent visa to Australia is like a golden ticket from Willy Wonka's chocolate bar. It's too powerful an incentive that would drive and pervert behavior by providers and some students. And with this last quote, we move to the second part. Second reason, international education system Ponzi scheme. Based on parliamentary inquiry heard in April this year, it was said that Australia's international education system had become a Ponzi scheme in which overseas agents are paid bonuses to lure foreign students with the promise of full-time work. According to the Chief Executive of International Education Association of Australia, Phil Honeywood, universities were offering bonuses to education agents on top of commissions to fund students to their courses. He told the inquiry that sometimes money was being handed in an envelope under the table to unregulated agents who direct young people into courses that didn't suit their talents or skills. These entrepreneurs will do anything they can to make a profit. The government has to step up. It's high time there be a regulatory framework put in place to call out bad behavior. He also said, onshore agents going to providers and saying, if you want a student to transfer to your provider, you will pay me up to 50% commission. Third reason, Australian universities had banned or restricted students. In February, the Department of Home Affairs made an unprecedented decision to reject 94% of offshore applicants from India who had applied to study in Australia's vocational sector. In response to a significant increase in applications from South Asia and a corresponding rise in fraudulent applications, at least 4 Australian universities have implemented bans or restrictions on students hailing from specific Indian states. According to a statement from the Department of Home Affairs, which oversees Australia's student visa system, there has been an observed rise in incomplete applications and the submission of fraudulent information and documentation in student visa applications since the phased reopening of the country's international borders in 2021. The department is aware of this concerning trend as they closely monitor the situation. Fourth reason, education agents misleading students. In interviews conducted with students from India, China, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Nepal, it has been found that the primary grievance revolves around being misled by education agents regarding their working rights upon arrival in Australia and concerns about the quality of the schools they are enrolled in. Another important information came from student advocate Vijay Satkota, a former president of the Council of International Students Australia, who said it was common for education agents to direct students to colleges that deliver the highest commission rather than the best outcome for students. According to Julian Hill, protections for students need to be strengthened to ensure agents act in their best interests, and there needs to be a mechanism to kick dodgy agents out of the system. There's also a strong case for transparency in agent commissions to drive better behavior and potentially banning certain practices, such as kickbacks. None of this is realistically achievable without light-hearted registration of some sort. Final message. Alright guys, pay attention now. I could say here showing more and more information about how big the issue regarding international students is. As you can see, the government is aware of the situation, it's clear. And they do not agree that providing unlimited hours for students will benefit them and the students. It's completely the opposite. Some do not think it was a smart move from the start. I understand that some international students might think that the government is the only responsible for this decision, but honestly, it's not. It is also important to emphasize that the situation got worse and was indirectly caused by the unethical professionals from educational agencies, universities and colleges, and even non-genuine international students. As Clara News said, the system is broken, and they will try to fix it. Usually, I deliver the news and the information, but today, I'll leave a short message for these 3 areas that contributed to the situation and were mentioned in the video. Just as a note, these messages are not directed to 100% of each area, especially because there are good ones and bad professionals. These are only for the unethical ones. Universities and colleges, are you serious that you are building a business and not even thinking about quality or delivering a good service? It's all about the number of students and money? Well, I wish you all the best when students become more strict and only pay for courses they believe will be worth it. Education agency, are you kidding that you're playing with someone's life? It's not only about the students' money, which is already a huge factor to consider. It is about a dream and try to change their lives and their family condition. And you are thinking only about money and misleading the clients to have your benefits? Please, do not be selfish and unethical. Put yourself in their shoes and then think about the consequences. International students, 2 groups. First, if you do not care about studying or having a good quality of studies, you just want to come to Australia and you are aware of the poor quality you are receiving, well, it's your choice to spend your money on something that will not be worth it. But just remember that the government is getting more strict with non-genuine applications. Also, it will compromise the genuine ones who want to come and study. Second, if you are a genuine student, please stay informed. Do not put your life and money in someone's hands and just forget it. Do your part. Search about the place you chose to live, school, university, and all the information. Make sure you are on top of your exchange program. Then you will avoid companies misleading you and just worrying about your money. At the end of the day, honestly, you're just a client. Alright guys, feel free to comment and give your point of view below. Did you agree with the government's decision? Have you experienced any issues with school or education agencies? Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching. See you next video.